Hey you guys, what is up? It is I the Psy back with another video, and this time we're talking a little bit about Dragon. We're talking Gold 1, and we're going to be looking at Delwyn and Drake. I happen to go 5 in a row with them again, and that's when I always like to kind of go into a little bit of the strategy that I used because I was able to complete Dragon just like boom 5 straight. So the first guy that we're going to talk about here is this matchup here with Delwyn. And it was against a fellow Magic users. Now this guy was a little underpowered because it was only 3-star, but it's a non-legendary, can attack from the first position. So obviously I've got 7 stars, so he's going to be at a severe disadvantage just not having the cards. But one of the main things that I always like to do in these kind of situations is I like to put like the Jin Chihuahua up front, because whether or not it's magic or melee, against magic he's got 10 hit points, against melee he's got thorns. He does a decent bit of damage. He doesn't mix that well obviously with magic because he's doing melee damage and they're doing magic, so he'll hit shield or armor I should say, and then they'll avoid it. And then in the back, I like to have Naga Fire Wizard just because she's got some shield. So if they are going to be using like a team with a lot of sneak, then you'll be able to have something that will kind of back that up as well. And then I end up putting Prismatic Energy second position because of the Void and the Magic Reflect. And I've got a healer in there as well. Didn't have to be Tortoise Chief, but he's what was available. So when we go ahead and we watch this battle out here, he definitely Goblin Mech. I don't mind Goblin Mech, but if your opponent could be playing Magic, then Goblin Mech just isn't that great, like we already saw there. I guess I went through his guys even here so fast. His Venard Wavesmith is blanked pretty much, right? And I mean, he didn't get a chance to do any sneak attacks. So again, he was a little bit underpowered here, but as well, he had a decent team if it was going to be like a melee team. But since I went in with a Magic team, he basically misbuilt his deck. Now, what I'll also show you here is check this out. So I'm playing in some tournaments right now. I'm mostly, I'd say tournament skill, like tournament card availability wise, I'm a silver player, but I went into the gold tournaments. Oh, hey, bud. Oh, thanks for the hug, sweetie. I love you. See you later, pal. Go back upstairs to bed, okay? It's my daughter, Little Mac. But when I start playing in gold tournaments, check this out. Boom. All red, like all the way down, and we're talking facing things like, for the most part, like look at that 6-star Lorna shines. There's a couple like that I should have been able to win, like against Kaylee Frendel, but like 3-star Chancius the Greats, 3-star Yoden Zaku's. So if you are going to be entering the gold tournaments, just bear in mind that you got to really have like the best gold cards to play in the best gold tournaments. Otherwise, you're kind of going to look like this. And let's just take a look at it here. Here we go. Boom. I mean, I consider myself at least okay. 4 wins, 7 losses. Don't even get to battle in the next round. Let's see, do I even make it? 128th, and I am 129th. Oh, that's so brutal. Like, can you believe it? I'm 129th and top 128. Get something. Get like their SPS back. Oh, that's brutal. So long SPS. That hurt. So moving on then to the next one. So you can see how basically I consider myself a donator when I enter into the gold tournaments. And in silver, I can do pretty good. I came in 18th 2 silvers ago, and I came in like top 3rd again last time. Silver, I feel like I'm all right in because my gold cards translate well down to silver tournaments. But when I have to face max gold, I cannot compete. So here's another one here that I used Delwyn in. And this time the matchup was Snipe. Okay, so Snipe. So I'm going to show you the strategy that I normally use. Now this applies to like all Snipe though. All right, so not just because I happen to be using Dragon, but my main strategy, and here's where this guy went wrong too. My main strategy is for Snipe. It'll attack the very first in line non-melee character pretty much. So I go ahead and I have my melee guy up front. In this case, I just got Silver Shield Paladin. He can take a lot of damage. He's got damage reduction. He'll be able to reflect a little bit of magic. But in my second position, I put Lord Arianthus. Because if everything's attacking Lord Arianthus, I got Void, I got Magic Reflect, I got Shield on it, I've even got Thorns, which isn't a big deal when you're talking about Snipe. But putting Lord Arianthus in the second position, you'll see what happens. Just like what this character should have done, put the Pelacor Conjurer in the second position and put a better tank, and you'll see why. So if you take a look down there, you see he's got the Gold Dragon, just kind of chilling, hoping to be safe. But check this out. Since Gold Dragon's the first thing in the second position, Gold Dragon actually got sniped out right? He got sniped out before he could even make his attack. Now, if this Pelacor Conjurer had been in the second position, all my guys would have attacked him with magic, and all of them would have taken magic reflect damage, leaving him with his tank in front. So make sure that you're looking at positioning with snipe. And again, if you would have put that Pelacor Conjurer in the second position with a proper tank in front, I'll bet we would have been looking at a different game, right? All right, let's move on here. So now I end up using the Drake, and this time it's because it's Little League, so I actually can't use Delwyn, who I like more than the Drake. The Drake is like a watered down version of the new Water Summoner right now. So let's go. Let's take a look here. And the good thing about Dragon is you've got access to some pretty decent cards. At least you've got access to this guy right here. Boom, the Twilight Basilisk. So Twilight Basilisk is great for these kind of matches. He's got knockout and everything. Once you get him to 5 stars, he's got reach, so he'll protect himself. He's even got like a little bit of armor, so it's basically like he can take a second hit of whatever it ends up being. So in this one here, I went with armor reduction so I could get through. I went with armor for my own guys, and I went double heal since I want these guys to survive as long as possible, especially the Crystal Jag. I think I could have tried to weasel in even a little bit of amplify for it, but I didn't want him to maybe die immediately. Then the amplify guy wasn't as useful, because I definitely say that having Time Mage and Defender Truth are more useful than someone who would like amplify in this case. I put the Divine Healer here after these guys because he has the most hit points. He has 5 hit points. Well, I mean, aside from my range striker, right? Because he's got 5 hit points, and once these two are dead, once Jag and Basilisk are dead, I mean, who's he really healing? What, he's healing Time Mage, Defender of Truth, or Venari Crystal Smith? So I just threw him in here as like a bit of a meat shield in the end to kind of protect everyone else and just heal himself, right? As a good little tank in the front. So this guy has all gold and everything like that. So, well, not all gold, but he's also got, oh, I wish I had this guy so bad. He's also got Dr. Blight at 3-star, which is my ultimate bane and nemesis. You basically need a Dr. Blight 3-star to be competitive. I mean, in these kind of like Little League matches, he's just boss. He's boss in every match. He's boss in poison matches. He's boss in, like, you just can't be. He's so good. He's so good. So, I mean, if only he wasn't going to be like $600 pretty much to get a 3-star, I'd be jumping right in there. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look how this one played out. Because again, this one ended up being pretty interesting. And again, I think it was the fact that I chose Drake here, ironically, and gave myself the +1 armor that ended up doing so well, because he's not using a magic-based team aside from Dr. Blight. He's using a melee-based team, and obviously things like Drake excel in those kind of formats, right? So see, he would be dead right now if it wasn't for that +1 armor. And boom, so now he's totally safe for the rest of the time. I can heal all the time because his guy with opportunity pulled to the front. Even though Dr. Blight is getting fat, I mean, I've got so many attackers for him by the time he pulls up, right? The 3, I managed to counter the poison with the healer. Take out his healer. Now he's up to Scavenge 10, and I was a little bit worried because I especially want to be able to pull off maybe at least a stun on him. But my DPS is just so high, and again, having the Divine Healer there, he's not going to be killing the Divine Healer. There we go. That was sweet, but only 99%. Moving on after the Drake. Here we go. I'm back to using Delwyn Dragon Scale, and this one's like a fairly high mana match, I believe, and melee monsters can attack from anywhere. So when we're taking a look at this one, I end up using the Vigilator. If you're using Dragon and melee monsters can attack from anywhere, Vigilator at 3-star is pretty much he's 8 damage. So I mean, when they go and they put Bakjira in the front, hey, that's all great because I'm using a magic team pretty much with the exception of Jinchwala, but I'm dealing 8 off the Vigilator. So I mean, that's pretty damaging here. And again, I've got the healer. Once the guys who are worth healing are dead, I don't care about her anymore, so she can die. And then I've got another healer, because with these guys having 10 hit points each, I feel like healers have a really good chance of them healing up before dying. Now, I am going to say this guy's underpowered, because, I mean, obviously a Ruler of the Seas at 3-star having silence would make this a totally different ball game, because it would counter my +1, and maybe things would work out different. But as it stands right now, he didn't end up having it. And we both got dragons and everything, so I mean, it's a decent team. I don't like mixing Mantoid in here like that again, because if you're going mostly magic and everything, that's now going to hit some shields if that were the case, right? instead of actually dealing damage directly to me. So see right there, that hit shield. That could have been direct damage instead to my Jin Chwala, hopefully killing the Jin Chwala. Instead, now Jin Chwala lives. Chaos Dragon obviously survives longer, and Jin Chwala is just going to get double healed now. And you can see how effective that is. Like, look at that. Boom, boom. 8 damage, right? GG's, guys. GG's. So Vigilator doing a lot of work in that one for me. 100% win on that one. And number 5, staying alive. Here we go. It's another Drake. And again, my Drake is underpowered. It's only a 5-star Drake here. So, I mean, it's not like I'm using the ultimate Drake. But, I mean, this is a 1-star. So, some of the matches were a bit throwaway, but at the same time, I'm kind of gonna tell you what I was thinking. So, in this one here, where does it tell me what the actual thing is? Pretty sure that it was poison or something. It's gonna have to start playing. Yeah, so it's poison and Little League. So what my strategy is for this is I put 2 healers there, and I actually made sure to include Wood Nymph, who with her strengthen ability took those guys that only have 4 hit points and brought them up to 5 hit points to try and survive like 1 extra round, right? So these guys, for instance, that were only 2, they would have been able to live to 3 because of the strengthen from the Wood Nymph. And what I also did was I buried guys with heal at the very back here. So my guys in the front, as they died, it wouldn't really matter because when they're pulled up, they'll still be at full health. So those are the 5 that I ended up doing there. One more thing I want to mention about this one is that Hill Giant, do not sleep on Hill Giant. Hill Giant is so good. I keep trying to tell my buddy with the Machine. I keep saying, Machine, bud, you got to try out Hill Giant. He's like, no way would I be caught dead using Hill Giant. I'm like, it's so good. Like, look at this guy. I just want to point out. So I could get him up to 8 and still use him with my 6-star summoners, but even at 7, like, look at him. 8 hit points with knockout. So for 3 mana, even if it's just like a poison matchup or something like that, you can just be like, roll out Hill Giant, and Hill Giant just sticks around, maybe stuns the guy in front who might have healing, and in which case they don't even get to heal. And he's got 8 hit points for 3. Like, he's a wall, dude. He's a wall. And look at his bald head. Like, you can't not love the guy. You can't not love him. So there we go. I actually saved a little bonus here for this one. I managed to get a Gladius pack from the last brawl that we were in. So let's open that guy here as well. And see if we manage to come out with any good brawl cards. The ever elusive, super rare brawl cards. Hey, how's it going, Jade Grade? Or Jade Grey Gaming? Yeah, man. Been streaming for a while now. I'm actually on the Splinterlands stream team now directly for the company. That happens for me, by the way, anyone who's tuning in, every Thursday from, I guess it would be with daylight savings time here, Eastern Standard Time, it would be from 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. Right now, because of daylight savings, though, it's 9 to 11. So every Thursday, 9 to 11, you can actually catch me on the official Splinterlands TV stream as well. That's my slot. So this is actually a really good open here too. Like we got Witch of Warwick, who I love that card. It's great for like a common and gladiator, especially when you gear with +1 from like Delwyn or something like that. And then over here, I don't know if I even own one of these guys yet, but I mean 12 hit points, he could easily fit into something like one of those poison matches we're talking about if it's low mana for 6. Like, that's good. That's like Tusk, basically. Tusk has like 12 hit points in a 6, but he doesn't have Bloodlust. Ajax, I mean, he's okay. And Lisa Fox, I mean, she's all right too. But I mean, the happiest ones I've got a decent Hugo Strongsword at this point in time, so I like Hugo. And I like the Witch of Warwick. And I mean, these rares are all right. I'm not going to complain about getting a couple rares, right? So let's go ahead here, and I just want to quickly take a look at my Hugo, just because we happen to get another one. I don't think I'm ready to upgrade him again yet, but look at that. I got him to 3-star. He's my only guy who's at 3-star, but look at that, 3/7 with shield, and he's got the Bloodlust. Like, he's so good. He actually trumps at 3-star. So look, he's 1, 3, 3, 7, and that's a 3-star. 1, 3, 3, 7. When I go and I look over here at the Paladin, right at 3-star, 1, 2, 3, 7, and even down here, like, I'd love to get him to the point when for 5, when he gets the extra attack as well, because then he'll be superior to Silver Shield Paladin because of the Bloodlust, right? All right, guys. Well, that's what we got on the plate for tonight. Again, thanks for tuning in for a quickie there. So I hope that I gave you guys a little bit of tips on how to use Delwyn and Drake. In Gold 1, obviously things change the higher up you go, and you got to see me get slaughtered a little bit in some of these tournaments. So, again, if you guys liked what you see, give me a like, share, subscribe, or whatever it is that you do with these kind of things. Appreciate that. And until next time, guys, this is Sai signing out. Have yourself a great night, peeps.